All right, so let me go back. So I really just wanted to take it kind of back to the basics. I think, especially the longer we are into coaching, we can make it way more complicated than it really needs to be. So I just wanted to take it back and just kind of go over some suggestions to kind of make it easier. And especially when you are talking to people, there's some bulleted ideas and stuff we'll go over. But really, really to focus on, it's so easy to get caught up in hitting freaking Success Club points. I know a bunch of us are in Team Cup this month. So it's like, oh, I want to get those cup points. And it's been a challenge because it's back to school. So a lot of people have put their money and their focus first on getting all their kids' stuff for back to school. And once it hits September and they're back to routine, then they'll focus on themselves for their fitness. So just keep pushing with those guys. Just keep saying, if you get on a routine now, it'll help you as you get in there. But let's just go over some things to get it back to what is at the heart of coaching. So coaching is about sharing. Obviously, yes, we have products and programs that we are selling, but we're sharing our journey through it. So the exact same way, if you go to a restaurant and you have amazing service, or the food is like thebomb.com, what is the first thing people do? They get online and they talk about it. Or opposite, you have horrible customer service, horrible experience at something, people are very happy to get online and to blast some other company and telling their friends and family, do not go to this place because of this reason. But typically, if we go to a restaurant and we really love it, we share it. If we're having like an amazing sale, like when Victoria's Secret does these crazy, like if you buy a sports bra, you get the shorts free or different sales, it's like flashing all over Facebook. Everybody's like, oh my God, I just scored this today. You gotta go, you gotta go. Or if you go see a movie and it was awesome, the first thing you do is you come back online and you share it. And you don't think twice about, ooh, how is somebody going to feel if I share about that, right? You just share it because you're like, why wouldn't you go see this movie? It was so freaking hilarious. Or why wouldn't you want this deal, right? You can save so much money and their sports bras are so cute. Or this restaurant, like you have to go. If I have a bunch of foodie friends, they're like, I'm going to go tell them, you got to go check out this restaurant. That's the same exact thing that you should be doing for the coaching aspect of the business and just sharing the fitness aspect of the business. So here's two kind of examples that I found from coaches, how you can do this without, I've really been listening to Shillian Johnson. If you do not follow her page, I highly recommend it. Her and her husband Brett did a live video a few days ago. And one of the big things, now her husband Brett is like, he holds nothing back. Okay, so if you don't like their vibe, you'll find them offensive at times. But they're super I've been in a lot of her trainings. I went to her seminar in March, and they're right. Before you loved Shakeology, before you were a coach, were you ever kissing a bottle? And I'll be honest, I have made the mistake, and I still make the mistake, right? And I post a picture of my shake. I've gotten better about the wording that goes with that, though. Okay, so Brett is like, if I see one more damn freaking picture of you kissing your damn bottle, like, when before you were a coach did you kiss a bottle, right? And it's kind of funny because you're like, yeah, I never took a selfie kissing a bottle before, right? Except for maybe in like your drunken college days, maybe. So because your family and your friends are not loving Beachbody because they haven't bought into it yet, they think that you're just talking about the shake because you want to make a sale on it. They don't understand the value and how this bottle, what's in this shake, is going to really help them. So here are ways that you can kind of go about that. So for instance, this coach, she posts a lot of selfies like this. It's not even her face in them, although I'm going to talk to you guys later about that your face needs to be in a lot of your pictures. But this is just, it looks yummy, right? Okay, it's this blueberry shake, and she's a raw vegan, which means she uses the vegan Shakeology. And so she eats a lot of raw veggies and raw fruits, and she doesn't eat meat and stuff like that and dairy. But her shake looks yummy, right? It looks pretty and it looks yummy. And so instead of being like, oh, this is strawberry Shakeology, blah, 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 she is educating. So we talk about your every post should kind of add value in some way. So a highly raw lifestyle rich in plants is not restrictive in the slightest. So again, she's trying to encourage people to eat vegan and to eat raw vegan because that's worked for her, and what are the benefits in that? And there are some. Okay, so but people have a fear of like, then I can't eat a lot of things, so they think it's a restrictive diet. So she's letting them know it's not restrictive. Even the simplest of recipes, people are busy. Nobody wants to be some grand chef with like a million ingredients, right? So simple recipes like this one can make the most explosive, flavorful meal. Does that not make you want to try that shake? And then she gives you the recipe: organic or banana, frozen organic pineapple chunks, frozen organic blueberries, 1 to 2 scoops plant-based protein. Again, she's not saying what it is. So she's not telling people it's Shakeology, but when people start to comment, oh my God, that looks so yummy, what protein do you use? She can then say, I'll message you, girl, it's so good. And then she can private message that person and say, hey, how are you? Start to talk about that person. And then she can say, oh my gosh, I love vegan tropical strawberry, and here's why. Okay, and then cold filtered water, 16 ounces or more. So that is, nobody, if someone stumbled upon her page, they wouldn't necessarily think that she's pushing a product. They wouldn't even know that it's necessarily Shakeology. And it's not necessarily in her, the Shakeology bottle that a lot of us use. It's just in a pretty glass cup. All right, so there's another option. Sweaty selfies. Just posting your sweaty selfie is not going to motivate 98% of people, but your wording that goes with it is going to tap into a need or a struggle or something that might make somebody say, I'm in that same boat, or I have that same thing, or I think those same thoughts every morning. So this person, I just grabbed someone's picture and it says 4 a.m. Everything in me said, stay in bed. It's okay. I can do it later or tomorrow. I'll just start over. I need to sleep in. I'm sure my body needs to sleep in. A bazillion excuses run through my mind. Now, she could have left it at that, but then she had a whole other paragraph about, but I know that when I start the day with the workout, I have actually more energy in the day. It clears my mind before my morning meetings. It allows my body, whatever that you gain from your workouts, from building strength and sweating out the toxins. And I'm doing something good for me because most of my day is spent towards other people. So she shared all that in her post. So instead of just saying, oh, I got my workout in with a sweaty selfie, she is saying, hey, I'm not perfect. It's 4 a.m. Just because I'm a coach doesn't mean like I love to wake up at 4 a.m. and work out. But I do it for these reasons, and I have the same excuses everybody else has at 4 a.m. in the morning where I don't want to get out of bed. So she just flipped it from, yeah, I have the same excuses that you're having, but here's why I got up anyway, and why encouraging people to do the same thing. Okay, the number one fear for most people is striking up a conversation. I've talked to a lot of coaches, and this is the number one thing. It's like we've talked to people our entire life. Suddenly we become a coach, and then we're like, I don't know how to talk to anybody without being a salesperson. And it's like, did you forget to have a normal, hi, how are you? How are the kids? Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Where did you get it? Conversation. So for instance, in the produce aisle, I have a lot of conversations at the grocery store. And I started to focus on this more every time I go to the grocery store. So an example. I've been really into the butter lettuce for lettuce wraps. They're really, the way that they're folded and they hold up well, or when you try to roll it up for a lettuce wrap, I've been really into those the last month. So if I see somebody else who's going to pick up the same thing, I can say, oh my gosh, I've been loving using these for lettuce wraps. And then the person might say, what is a lettuce wrap? I'm not going to say anything about Beachbody or I'm a health coach or yada, yada, yada. I'm going to just give them, you want to, as a coach, we're always helping without expecting something in return. If you have that mindset, you will go farther in this business. If you have the mindset of, if I give advice or I give help, I expect something in return, it's going to really give you a negative mindset because you're not going to get a lot of return from people. Okay, so I'm just striking up a conversation. I'm giving them help. Here's a healthier option. Instead of using an actual wrap, that has so many other crap in it and is usually very high carb and calorie in a wrap, use a lettuce wrap. In the grocery line, if I'm at the conveyor belt and the person in front of me puts down something, I can say, oh my gosh, how do you like those? I've been wanting to try them. Now I'm letting them talk. It's always letting somebody else do the talking. People want to share. People want to talk. So the best thing you can do is to sit back, give them a little bit, and then sit back and let them do the talking. And then online, okay, every single day I send out about 10 hey girl messages. I go through my Facebook friends list. I'm going through people that I've either recently added or, you know, as you're adding people that you haven't seen since high school, since college, since like maybe your first job, your old workplace, etc. You want to have these, hey girl, how are you? And then put the ball in their court messages. So, hey, how are you? How has life treated you? I do this one for high school people all the time. How has life treated you since we graduated? You know, you look like you're doing well. What are you up to these days? Then let them tell me. They're married. They're having a kid. They just had a kid. They moved, you know, to the West Coast, whatever. But now I'm letting them talk. And then we just talk from there. And then they usually say, you look great. What have you been doing? And then I can go into a little bit of, oh, well, you know, I moved to Maryland several years ago. I was a teacher. And in the last couple of years, I've kind of built a fitness business. And so I teach fitness coaches and fitness classes, and I coach people online. And I don't go into any more of that because usually they don't ask like, oh my God, what is that? Some people do. And then I'll just say, oh, well, it's these private accountability groups and I help people with workouts and knowing how to eat and meal prep. And it's just fun. And you're in a private, you know, group and you're just getting a lot of support. I don't go into like every single thing that I do as a coach because then that's just like word vomiting on them. Right? So it's lots of messages back and forth. It's not one or two messages. And then you're building that relationship. It's not like, okay, I've talked to you a little bit. Hey girl, how are you? Whatever. And then bam, join my group. There are some times when you can feel the conversation. Then I'll just say, hey, not sure if this is what you're interested in right now, but I do have a group starting on the 29th. Is that something you would be interested in? And if they say no, I say, no worries. Maybe I'll come back and ask you in a few months. You know, just like that, and then move back on to a conversation about them, how are they doing, or whatever you've talked about. Another thing with your posts is sharing a takeaway from your personal development, something that moved you. So you guys know I listen to podcasts and audiobooks all day long, but I keep my phone, which I'm listening to them on, right near me, and I have a notes app, and it's titled Quotes. And I literally I'll be listening and something will strike me, whether it's a quote, a phrase, an idea, and I write it down. Doesn't mean I'm going to use it in that instant to post, but I write it down. Then I'll go through and I'll save pictures of myself. So what did I do as a brand new coach? I never took a picture of myself. I wasted too much time going to Google, finding a scenery picture, finding a flower picture, finding a picture of the sky or the sun or whatever looked like a pretty backdrop. And then I would use my app and I would put the quote on there and post it, which is fine occasionally. But when someone is scrolling your newsfeed and you start to add friends to your Facebook and you don't actually really know them, like you didn't go to high school with them, you didn't know them very well, or they knew a little bit of you, they want to get to know you. So when they're scrolling Facebook, your face is popping up on their newsfeed, not just random images. People want to get to know you. So I find a picture that's in my camera roll that will kind of go along with it, and I'll either put the quote on the picture or I'll just post the picture, and then in my post, I will share my takeaway or the quote or the aha moment or the something to think about that's adding value. I got something from this. I think you might too, and you share that, okay? And people really like that stuff. So don't be afraid to share that you're working on yourself or that you're learning different things, or because sometimes what I learn in a personal development, I'll get a lot of people that say messages like, I needed to hear this today. It's like, it helps somebody, okay? So they're always adding value in your posts. Sharing your health journey daily, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then how do you get back on track? We are human. Just because we're coaches does not make us robots, which is what a lot of people think. They think we love to get up at 4 a.m. Just because I do doesn't mean that you do. We'd love to get up at 4 a.m., that we love to work out every single day. There are definitely days that I don't want to get a workout in. I'm tired. I'm just not in the mood for it. There are days where we fall off track in our nutrition. We give into a temptation. We indulge a little bit more than we originally had planned to, whatever. But we pick ourselves back up. How do we get back on track? So share that. Share that. If people realize that you're not perfect, they're going to be like, oh, okay, maybe I can join her group because she actually can eat real food. Oh, okay, just because she's a coach doesn't mean that she has to have a perfect body and a perfect eating plan and she never does anything non-healthy, right? We are humans, okay? People mistake that once you're a coach, you're like this, you're in this bubble, which is so false, right? So share that. Share your journey. And again, what works for a lot of people is you don't always need to name your workout. So if you're sharing like, this week I lost 4 pounds and 2 inches and I have so much energy. Just take a picture of yourself. Don't even tell them what the workout is. You know what's going to happen? You're going to get a lot of comments. Oh my God, that's awesome. What are you doing? What are you doing? Now that they asked you, you didn't ask them, they asked you, what are you doing? Then you can say, oh my gosh, it's been awesome. I'm going to send you a message. Then private message them and say, hey, how are you? Again, that personal touch. And then say, oh my gosh, I've been doing country heat. It's been awesome. You know, sometimes I like to do the squats and lunges, but other times I really don't like all the weights. But this, I'm moving constantly and I kind of forget I'm working out. I'm just having so much fun in it. And, you know, my boyfriend got in, or if you have kids, my kids joined in. And the time goes by before I even know it. It's 30 minutes before I go to work every day. And I'm feeling great. And then you can talk about the nutrition. Oh, I've got these, you know, this meal plan. It tells me exactly how much to eat. And then you can go into it about Shakeology, okay? Sharing your nutrition. Share your healthy meals. I think you should share a healthy meal once a day. Again, every day should not be your shake. If you show it every day, everyone's like, yes, her and her shake again, okay? And it's just, they're going to start blocking you, or they're just going to keep scrolling. It's not going to be a show. It's not going to make them stop anymore. But if you take a picture of a yummy dish, people are going to be like, what is that? That looks yummy, you know? So share that with them and say how it's helping you. So share your transformation posts, even if you're still in the middle of your journey. You know, I've got people, some of you guys, you've been months into this, right? Share from day 1 to day now. Share that progress. And it doesn't have to be this huge, wait till Tuesday to do a Transformation Tuesday. Just make a little bit like in such a short time, I've learned to put myself first and I do something for myself for 30 minutes every single day. I'm down 8 pounds. I'm feeling great. My strength is up. My energy is up. And I'm even off one of my medications. That right there is going to stop a lot of people. All right. So just sharing those kinds of things. So here I'm always taking pictures of myself, either during my workouts, after my workout, posed, whatever. I keep a ton of them just in my camera roll so that at any time I have an image I can go to. And then this one, it's a slow process. Keep going. It has nothing to do with what workout I'm doing. It's just encouragement. It's just fitness motivation. This one, you're in a plank. People want to give up in that plank. It gets hard after a while. Push yourself. Fit is not a destination. It's a way of life. You don't have to do this pose. But again, people think, oh, once I hit this goal, I'm going to feel my best. Once I'm at this weight, I'll look amazing. Well, guess what? Sometimes the scale and how we think we're going to feel don't equal the same thing. So fit is not like I do this for 30 days and I've hit it and I'm done, right? It doesn't work that way. Muscle goes away. Bad habits creep back in. It's a journey. So it's not a destination. It's a way of life. So just share those things when you're sharing with people on your posts. Sharing the opportunity. Okay, so you have the fitness opportunity and the coaching. And if you guys did not watch the video I posted this morning with Melissa, I think it's about like 38 minutes. I highly recommend tomorrow or Tuesday you watch it. So don't forget tomorrow's the National Wake Up Call to listen to the replay. So a lot of times, and she says that, we think that when we're asking somebody to join our group, when we're asking somebody to join our team, that we're asking them to do something for us. Sure, it helps us, but your mindset should be, how does it help them? The fitness opportunity, the challenge group, it's going to help them with accountability because they've been trying to do this on their own and it's clearly not working. Because when they wake up and it's really cold and they're tired after it's Friday, they've had a really long week, there's nobody pushing them to get up on Friday morning. So they just sleep in because they have no accountability. Their household, no one else in their house is wanting to eat healthy, so they bring in crap food. There's nobody else helping them to stay accountable, so they give into that crap food. The confidence, right? Women especially, we are so critical of ourselves. We're so self-conscious in our bodies and how we dress and how we look that when we start to exercise, it's not just about losing weight in inches. It's just about feeling confident. It's about gaining strength. It's like, I'm feeling good, right? There's this energy that you get from it. So confidence that can help them. For the, and then the friendship. Friendship goes with both coaching and the accountability group. You get to know the people that are in your challenge group when everybody's commenting and posting on each other's things. Coaching is not selfish to ask somebody to join your team. It is doing them a service. It's helping them get out of debt. They have a lot of debt. They talk about they have a lot of debt, or they want to leave their job, or they want to be able to stay home and raise their child instead of put them in a daycare and somebody else is raising them. Or for instance, coming off medication, they're in your challenge group, they've got a lot of weight to lose, getting them on Shakeology, getting them eating healthy. Food is medicine. Teaching people that this is not being selfish to you, it's something that you're doing for them. Accountability, friendship. So all these things can happen by either joining the fitness opportunity or the coaching opportunity. Both of them are going to help people in specific areas. Their own health, their finances, their confidence, and being part of a community where a lot of people don't have that community or that support. They don't have a friend that wants to join them, and a lot of people really do not have family that's on board to support, hey, I really want to make some changes, I really want to get healthy. Their family's like, dude, I'm bringing home Cheetos, and you can't tell me no, right? They don't have that support and accountability. They can get that from you and the challenge group. And then lastly, this might be hard to read on the screen, so I'm going to read them off. Here are some bulleted basics to not complicate when people say, well, what are the benefits of coaching? You can say, well, as you may know, Beachbody is a highly reputable company with products featured on news media, magazines, talk shows, celebrities use them, etc. 21-Day Fix, PiYo, Insanity, P90X. You also get a 25% commission on any sale from your site, whether you've ever bought or sold anything. There's no pressure to make sales or increase rank. So a lot of other MLMs or companies have a sales quota. Our goal to strive for is to hit Success Club 5. If you don't hit Success Club 5, nothing negative happens to you. You're just not growing your business, and you're not earning any extra income, and you're not helping any other people. But nothing physically negative happens to your coaching account. Whereas in other places, they earn a few points and then they lose it, or they have to sell X amount of products every month, or, things happen to them or whatever. We don't have that. So there's no pressure, okay? If you want to work it, great. And if not right now, that's cool too. You can just enjoy the discount. So we have lots of coaches that they don't really want to work the product, the programs, the business opportunity. They just want to work on themselves right now. They love Shakeology. They want to get a discount, and they like to try new workouts when they come out. Why not get a discount on that? For those who are Emerald and above, you also get a team cycle bonus paid weekly once you start to build a team, which is awesome. That's where most of your money comes from. It's not from the retail sales. You also get 25% discounts on all the products and programs. You get first access to all the new products and programs. We get free trainings, webinars, conference calls to learn how to be more successful. I'm going to be your mentor, so any questions or struggles you have, I'm here to help you. You're never doing this alone. You don't have to stock any product. You don't have to ship any product or deal with the customer service end of the business. I have a lot of friends who sell other products, and they go online and they say, hey guys, I'm putting in an order for whatever. Does anybody want anything? Because they have to stock X amount of products and they have to ship it out. We don't have to handle any of that. Oh my God, I would never. That was one reason why I started with Beachbody. Didn't want any of that. No need for home parties, but you can do it if you want, especially shake-in chairs people like to do. A huge support system from other coaches online. I've made so many amazing girlfriends online. It's ridiculous. You will feel like you have a whole new family. The startup is just $39.95, and then each month you pay a $15.95 for your website fee, and that comes with a lot of those free trainings. Or the best way to start is with a challenge pack, so that you get a fitness program and Shakeology, or you can get the performance line and a program. The prices vary, but the $140, and then that way they don't pay that startup fee. They just pay for the challenge pack. Incentive programs to get customers assigned to you. You can cancel at any time, no obligation to stay, and there's no penalty to cancel. Does that make sense? Do you have any questions? And go from there. And you can go through some of these at the same time. This is something that you can, if it's not in our file section, I'll make sure it's in there. I know a lot of coaches save it in their notes app, and they can literally copy and paste it to somebody, and then they can say, do you have any questions? I'll be free. Go over it. And some people are going to say, tell me more about this 25% commission. Tell me more about this discount. Tell me more about this team cycle bonus, that kind of thing. They'll go over that. Or tell me, what does this $15.95 do for, what do I get for that? So those are just ideas that you can talk about when you're talking about coaching. And I'm going to just bring this back to stop share now. Stop share. Stay with the free. Okay. And all right. So I know we have less than 3 minutes left, but I just wanted to make it a little simple. Hey girl, I didn't even see you. Come on, Sunil, because I can't see when I do this share screen. But I just wanted to bring it back to the basics. I think make things really complicated in our posting and in our talking to people. And I just wanted to kind of go over those things. So is there anything that anybody has questions about? It can be something that's totally separate from the slides, something that they've been struggling with this month. I know this month has been really good for some people and really hard for other people. And it's kind of been a mix for me. I feel like I have really good days, and then I have really not so good days. And I'm getting a lot of the whole back to school. People are putting a lot of their time and effort into that, and they're kind of waiting. But I just keep planting those seeds, and reminding them that, hey, there's no better time to start a new routine than waiting so they kind of go back to school. So we've got a minute left. Does anybody have anything they want to add?
No, this month was hard. August was hard.
It is hard. Plus, there's a lot of people that use this month for family, and you did too, family vacation. So that was, they were like, oh, September I'll be,
Yeah, it was literally crickets times 1,000.
Spending time in the hospital and stuff is not.
How's he doing? How's Rick doing?
Yeah.
He's a lot better, but he goes back on Wednesday, and he's